What is up today, guys? I have a bunch of notes here on the HSTV-L and absolutely no script. So I wonder how this will go. I originally intended to write a script, but I don't have one. I guess it didn't save, but okay. So the HSTV-L, or High Survivability Test Vehicle Light, weighed 21 tons, so not all that light, and was completed in 1980. It had a 75 millimeter anti-armor automatic cannon. It specifically the Ares XM274 that carried 26 shells. And the driver and gunner were reclined to reduce the profile of the tank, kind of like on the Chieftain Mark 10, which that's kind of interesting. Also, I'm pretty sure that's on the Abrams too. Reclined. It was originally designed to have 150 to 175 rounds, but that was reduced to 26. And so it was a concept for advanced systems and armor, like the cannon, or the sensors, or the FLIR. It ran on a 900 horsepower gas turbine engine with a top speed of around 60 miles an hour and had an incredibly special aluminum armor. And like I told you, 75 millimeter XM274 or 247. It fired hypervelocity rounds in 3-round bursts with hydropneumatic suspension. Here's a little fun fact. It was nicknamed Tweaky after Tweaky, the robot sidekick in the show Buck Rogers and the 25th Century. It was somewhat popular at the time, and the reason it was nicknamed that was due to its size, speed, and overall difficulty to hit. Now, you may wonder, if this has all these awesome characteristics, why on earth is it in failed tanks? Well, it was unsatisfactory. In fact, it was only meant to be a test bed. It was actually unsatisfactory for actual combat. So it had an incredibly low profile turret, and it can run on as little as 2 of its 3 crew members. I guess technically it could get away or fight back on one, but we all know how that would go. And it can be tactically transported in a C-141B or a C-130. Images of those should be coming up on screen now. So, you know how I said it didn't enter service? Well, according to globaldefense.org, yes, globalsecurity.org, it did not enter service as the HSTV-L, but did as the RDF-LT, which I recommend you look at it. Might be interesting. Fun fact about the sensors, they could record on 96 separate data channels, which for the 1980s is pretty good. The decade that brought us the R3T20. It also had a CO2 laser rangefinder integrated into the primary sight for the gunner, and was meant to demonstrate the fulfillment of the need for a light vehicle with an effective gun. As a prototype, it left much to be desired, but as a test bed, it was more than satisfactory. Now, like I said, it could run on as few as 2 to 3 crew members. Now, I bet you want to know about the cannon. I mean, it is a tank. That is one of the primary parts of the tank. But first, let me tell you who would have manufactured it. It would have been manufactured by AAI Corporation. That's AAI Corporation. It had a 75 millimeter Ares XM 247. I always say 274. And that had 26 shells. It could fire those shells at 11 rounds per minute. I mean, for a 75 millimeter cannon, that's pretty good. I mean, nowhere near what a 20 millimeter can do, but that's really good. It had elevation and depression angles of, so I'm going to read off the elevation and depression angles right now. For the front, it was positive 45 to minus 17. For the side, it was positive 45 to minus 30. For the rear, it was positive 45 to minus 6. Now, the rear isn't much, but it's not too likely that you would go into battle combustible parts first. You know? I mean, technically, all parts of the tank are combustible if you hit the right spot, then ammo load. Yeah, but you would not go in engine first. That just makes it easier. Much easier. And it had a weight of 21 tons. This is an interesting tank. It's playable in War Thunder. You might like this. I recommend you do some research. It's a really fun tank to learn about. I had a lot of fun making this video. I hope you had a lot of fun watching it. If you liked it, be sure to subscribe. If you want to see more of this, be sure to comment so that I know. I'm probably going to make one of these on the MBT-70, but I'm not sure. Anyways, that's it for today. And if you want to see more, be sure to like and subscribe. Oh, one more fun fact before you go. The KA-50 and KA-52 both have ejection mechanisms for the pilots. So the way it works is the rotor blades get shot off, and then the glass gets broken, and then the pilots eject normally like in a plane. It's really cool, and I recommend you look at a video of it on YouTube. There is a great YouTube video on it. You just have to scroll down a tiny bit. And that is definitely it for today. If you like the video, be sure to leave a like. Yeah, be sure to leave a like. And if you really liked it and want to see more, be sure to subscribe.